Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just before we get started here, there's just a couple housekeeping item I want to get taken care of. Can I get all of you to put your cell phones onto vibrate, please? All right, we don't need cell phones going off at this point in time. Okay, thank you very much. I want to welcome you guys to the raising of the teepee that we're going to be having here in our little garden area over the next little while. We have asked our elder Muslim Howard Walker to come in and teach you guys how we set up a teepee. And one of the first things that we often do when we do these things is that we offer tobacco to our elder for some of the things that he's going to show you, because tobacco is one of our spiritual things. He'll be using this later on, and I'm going to offer to him right now.
Okay. Hey, thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, what I would like to do now is I'd like to welcome Mr. Howard Walker to begin explaining how to raise a teepee. Thank you very much.
Okie dokie. Already I know that you are a very kind crowd. It's ironic. A teepee that stands like this when it's up, telling you that there is room for everyone. First of all, obedience is very important. That is the first pole. Obedience can show you and teach you respect, honor, but most of all, a learning process, just like this tobacco. Before I received this tobacco, I thought I was going to go over there and take about an hour and a half to go talk about Tipi Teaching. And all of a sudden you get tobacco and your vision is not so tunnel visioned anymore. It goes like this. I'm going to be talking to young men and women that are preparing themselves for a journey. And each and every subject that you take into school, they don't give you those subjects to keep you bored. They teach you those subjects to prepare you for that journey, that grandmother's journey. In this school, there's so much kindness. Like a woman, it's ironic. At one time, it was a woman's job to put up the teepee. And I asked for 3 volunteers, and who did I get? 3 women. I wonder where the guys went. Construction time. Where's the macho? But I'm going to tell you about strength first, before we begin. The strength of our beliefs, our culture, our indigenousness is so strong. And you are the holders of that strength, the age that you're at right now. You represent the South. When you're a baby, you represented the East, the eagle. You know what you represent in the South? You know what animal? A mouse. You don't want to know why? A mouse hasn't got very good vision, hasn't got very good hearing, but he's got awful long whiskers. And that's how he knows and studies his environment. This is one of the reasons why, when we try to tell you obedience is such a strengthening belief, or call it what you want, value, that you are going to need it before you even get out of the school. You're going to need it before the day is over, because you are the vulnerable crowd, because you are the mouse with the whiskers. You have to go close to everything before you know. Maybe you shouldn't be there. This is one of the reasons why at this age we do a lot of listening, but we can't hear. Don't do this, don't do that. But still we go ahead. Still we go ahead. And this is one of the reasons why we look, but we can't see. We can't see the dangers ahead of us. Some of us have to explore our world. But when an elder and a guardian or a mom and dad tell you, don't do that. Excuse me. The lesson that we learned is touching the stove. Ouch. Are you going to touch it again? Probably not. But if you take drugs and alcohol and get you drunk and you can't even walk, and sometimes you ask questions the next day, wow, was that ever a good party? Did we have fun? Still you go back to that same thing over and over and over again. The reason why I say that is because I lived through that. I lived through that when I was your age. I thought everything was boring. I thought everything was bleh. Just an old man talking again. He'll say the same thing over and over and over again. But what we're trying to tell you is that the journey that you are on right now, you have so many choices. You have so many choices. You have negative choices. You have positive choices. And some of us just, we don't even want to make a choice. We follow. Let's go toke up. All right. Let's go have a couple of cans of. All right. Let's get a car. Go. All right. Your spirit is so flexible right now where you're at. But don't allow it. Feed that spirit every now and then. I'm going to be talking about that when we raise this teepee. To feed that spirit. When I say feed that spirit, you begin to recognize that there is something that is greater than ourselves. Some of us have chosen to call him God, Creator, Mamo Tawi Mao, Tangashla, Xiaomantu, but he's a strength that's in here. You don't find it in a fancy cathedral, in a sweat lodge. It's in here. Everything that you do and say already, it's known by that Creator. It's known already. So you're not alone. You're not alone. That's why I say when I receive the tobacco, I talk about life. I don't only talk about teepees. I talk about life. And that life is what you have right now. It's a gift. It's on loan to you. You abuse it, it can be taken away. And we have such a tentative crowd. All you guys up here. You guys up there don't spit. Okay? Okay, what we're going to do is we got these three poles. One is obedience, one is respect, and one is humility. One is obedience, one is respect, one is humility. You have to have those. You have to have those before you give them away. You have to have respect for yourself before you can say, I respect. You got to have it in here. You got to know humility, that you are no greater, or is anyone greater than you. We're all the same. We're all the same. And obedience, These things right here, they're right on either side of that stuff where you hold that hairdo. Utilize them. You got 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mouth. Obedience. I have granddaughters that are teenagers. I try to tell them something. I say, oh, Mushum, I know. But I always let them know, if you listen, you'll learn. If you learn, you'll understand. When you understand, and then you can say, I know. I always tell them that. And you know what their response is? I know. How many of us are like that? How many of us, sometimes, once in a while, we tell our parents, it's so boring. I'm bored. Even in our classrooms, we're bored. That's when we allow that spirit to go to sleep. That spirit that looks after your brain so you'll be able to think. That spirit that looks after your eyesight so you'll be able to see. That spirit that looks after your listening skills so you'll be able to hear. So much power that you have. I have a baby boy. He's about this high. He's a teacher aide right now in Muscatine. 6'4", 230 pounds. And it's not all fat. The strength that you have brings out from that big man the kindness to work with children. Traditionally, we used to call people that help us in our journey uskapeosik, servers, ones that'll give everything that you need, and they'll sacrifice time away from their own to give what you need. Not necessarily what you want, but what you need. In this day and age, they're called teachers, teacher aides. I used to have a lot of disrespect for teachers, for authority, but I come from a very, very rough journey. I went to a residential school. I had my nose broken twice, my arm broken in 2 places. I was raped at 10 years old by a supervisor. And when I came out of there, I had a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, and a lot of disrespect for authority. I had no time for anyone that represented authority. That's what my journey was. I was a full-blown alcoholic by the time I was 18 years old. I couldn't operate or do anything without a drink at 18 years old. Perhaps I'm lucky in that way, because we have a lot of 18-year-olds in Saskpen doing life, because they said, I know. The strength that you have, harness that strength with the energy that you carry. Harness that energy and that strength with the knowledge of the teacher and the knowledge keeper, and that is your parents and your teachers. Harness that strength with the courage of our leaders. And I see a lot of leaders amongst you. And harness all those with the wisdom of people that have went through a lot of experience. We call them old people. I'm 72 years old. I got 32 grandchildren. I got 4 great-grandchildren. And I feel lucky, even though I had a rough journey. It's such a rewarding feeling when someone comes up to you and calls you Mushum. Mushum is grandpa in Cree. And anytime and anywhere you see me out there, if you want to acknowledge me, I'd be honored, and you say, "Hi, Mushum. Hi, Mushum." I wanted you to know that. That is what the tobacco is saying to you and to me. And I thank that knowledge keeper, whom I chose to call a teacher. He's been trained. He can recognize the stories that you carry when you're walking down the hall. He can see the hurt in your eyes if you're going through a difficult time. Give him an opportunity. Give them an opportunity to help you. And they will. I guarantee you they will. Okay? Okay, now I will put this away, and then we'll start doing what we came here for. Girls, I want somebody with a rope. By the way, this is your first ever mobile home. You can take it down and take it with you anywhere. Okay? It's a Cree RV. Let's put it that way. Girls, get on that side. And somebody, I want the, let's put the poles as far as we can over here. This is why I wanted maybe a couple of husky boys come down here. Put the poles that way. No. The poles, slide them over that way so they're even. That's the way. That's the way. That's the way. Some more. Okay. This one has to go this way. They have to support one another. Oh. No, that one goes that way. Okay? And this one. Okay, let's lift them up like that. Put your foot at the end of that so it doesn't slide over. Right there, like that. Okay, guys, lift them up. Lift them up. You guys pull on that side so the guys are not doing all the lifting. Okay? That is so right on. Okay, girls, we are going to take one pole each. You take one, this one, that away. You take this one, that away. And I'll take the middle one this way. Or better yet, you take the middle one that way. Okay? Go that way. And go that way. Some more. How are we? Oh my gosh, we are so good. Just a minute now. Okay, hang on to that. It's kind of slippery here. So, preparation is always good for a journey. It's a journey putting on a teepee. So that's why we have these. You can buy this anywhere at a dollar store. You put that there so it doesn't slip. And you put one under there so it don't slip. Oh, you guys are learning fast. And put one right here. Okay, this is an 18-foot teepee. This is going to be your doorway because this is obedience. I'm going to put it south. Okay, most of our ceremonial teepees have faced south. And every time a woman puts up a teepee, there's a ceremony that goes with it. There's a song that goes with it. There's food that goes with it. Because this is the shelter of those that you love. Remember, it'll stand like this. When everyone is under the safety of that big circle of that woman's skirt, and then it'll close and say everybody's safe. Okay? All right. 18 foot, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you girls are right on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's push this guy over. Way over there. That's the way. And this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. Okay. And now, this one here, this is what you call child rearing pole. This is why we do this when we teach our children the fundamentals of life and also the values that our families carry. The values that our families carry. Now, did you know that there is nothing worth having unless you put some effort into it? You can be a very, very likable student by all the teachers, and probably at the end of the year they'll come up to you and say, here, you passed your grade, here's your report card. But you didn't earn it. How are you going to enjoy it? Someone's going to come up to you and say, this is a lesson we took last February. What do you know about it? And you're going to end up saying, duh, I don't know anything about it. That is why I always say, always, always, try to put as much into something so that you can enjoy it. That you can enjoy it. Okay? Now we shall take one of these poles here, bring them over here. I sure like Carlton's volunteers, they watch you. You put that right here. Oh. Okay, like that. And then you bring it over here like that. Okay, and while that, hold it, and you come here. You good with the rope? Yeah. You want to wear my hat? Because you're going to work? No, it's okay. No, just go around, right around. That's the way. Right around, some more. Go all the way around, make a complete circle. Okay? Now, there's a little, oh, you already know that. There's a little trick that you have to come over here. Okay? And just hang on to it nice and firm. And then you bring this pole over here. This is obedience. And what did I say this one was? Respect. It has to go like so. Okay? Okay, get another pole. Oh, that's a big, huge one. Can you lift it up, you guys? Come around this way. Flip your flick your rope up. Flick it up. Flick it up just like, give it a good flip so that it's right against. Okay? Okay. As soon as I put this, just a minute, guys, just a minute. The reason why, okay, now, this one has to come out. Okay, come, bring it out this way. It has to go on this side of those poles. Can you do that?
I don't know.
Maybe he can help you. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, where's that guy? Okay. This is a heavy pole. Okay, girl with a rope, let's go. That's the way. You're doing good, you're doing good. That's the way. No, just give it a good flip, like. It's got to be as close to the top as you can. And now, before that big thing falls on us, whoa, whoa. Okay, 1, 2, 3. One more in there. One more right in here. Okay? Now, you know what to do, eh? You just flip it right over like that, as close to the top as you can. Okay? There you go. Okay, one more pole up there. Whoops. There's another huge one. Right over here. Right here. They're supposed to overlap like this all the way around, okay? But because we don't have the room here, we'll do it this way. Okay. Down this way. Yep. Watch, that's a heavy one there, lady. There you go. Now put another one there. That's the way. You're flipping it hard? Okie dokie, let's get another pole. Oh, we're going to be really experts here pretty quick. Let's take this one here. Are we having a problem? Okay, that one will go right here. That's the way. That's the way. Just don't be scared to flip it. Don't be scared to flick it like that. Oops, it's caught on a knot over here. Oh, that's why. Bring another pole and put it right here. Hey, yeah. If you have enough, just put them down. So you can't pull too hard, that's okay. Okay, there you go. Okay, that is good, that is good. Bring another pole over here, right over here. That's gonna go there. Okay. That's good. That's good there, girl. That's good. In between, one more over. One more over. There. Put it right in between there. Okay. And that one will go right about there. Two more poles. Let's get rid of this little short one here. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That is so
You got it?
in between
That's a
there.
short one, yeah. Just put it right there. Right there. And put that one right over here. Is it going to be too short? Just about. And one more right here. There we go. And these can come in a bit. Where is that gonna, maybe bring it down in between those two big long ones, right in between there. That away, right in there. Good. There we go. And that is the right doorway pole right there. Wow. Okay, the flipper, walk around, all the way around. That's the way. Give it a little tug every now and then. There we go. There. That's about it right there. And bring that rope now this here, and then we'll tie it up right here. Okay. And now, let's go through these poles and let's see what they say. Okay? There's an elderly lady by the name of Mary Lee, a traditional lady, a storyteller, and she's the one that looks after the ceremonial teepees and how to have that ceremony. So right here we have obedience. Obedience means accepting guidance and wisdom from outside of ourselves, using our ears before our mouth. We learn by listening, traditional stories, by listening to our parents or guardians, our fellow students, our teachers. We learn by their behavior and reminders so that we know what is right and what is wrong. So all this is a reminder to you people with what you already know. You know why I say that? Because this is common sense in action. Common sense. It's just that you've never seen it done before. Some of you will say, oh, it's new. That's the first time I've seen it. If it's the first time you've seen it, learn from it. And then we have respect. Respect means giving honor to our elders and fellow students and to other people within our community and those that come and visit. And to all life, we must honor the basic rights of others. Okay? All these are values that a lot of you have already. And then we have humility. We are not above or below others in the circle of life. We feel humbled when we understand our relationship with creation. We are also small compared to the majestic expanse of creation, just a strand in the web of life. Understanding this helps to respect and value life. to respect and value life. And then we go down to happiness. After the tripod is set up, the fourth pole completes your doorway. This fourth pole teaches us happiness. We must show some enthusiasm to encourage others. Our good actions will make our ancestors happy in the next world, and this is how we share experience. We talk about that tripod. We talk about the tripod. We have that pole of obedience. We have that pole of respect and humility. And it's in a tripod. Right now, you're also vulnerable that you will do what you see. You will say what you hear. And those two will bring behavior and attitude. Behavior and attitude. And sometimes we have, at least when my kids were teenagers, they had an attitude which caused their behavior to change a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm lost already. And now we have love. Remember what I said about if you don't have it, you can't give it away? You have to love yourself. Did you know that? I don't mean standing in front of the mirror and say, "Oh, you're so wonderful." You have to have it in here. You have to have it in here. You can't go out and tell a girl that you love her and you don't know a darn thing about her. Sometimes that's the mistake of our people, our young people. My daughter, one of my daughters came home one time. "I love him so much, Dad." What do you know about? "But Dad, I love him. He drives a $40,000 sports vehicle. I love him so much." "That's nothing," I said. "When I was courting your wife, I took her around in an $80,000 vehicle, a city bus." Make sure you know before you act. There's so much. You know, we think love. You can't play with that. It's dangerous. We have young people getting together, shacking up. They have a child, and all of a sudden, "I don't like you anymore." What happens to the child? Think about it. Think about it. If we are to live in harmony, we must accept one another as we are and accept others who are not in our circle. Love means to be good and kind to one another and to ourselves. Okay? There's going to be a poll that's going to be coming up here after. And this one here is faith. We must learn to believe and trust others, to believe in a power greater than ourselves, whom we worship and who give us strength to be worthy member of the human race. To sustain our spirituality, we need to walk it every day, not just sometimes, but every day, not just once a week. It's your life. My grandmother used to say, "Kokum, how come you never go to church?" When I step outside, I am in church because I see all of God's creation. You are God's creation, my grandchild. And when you go out into the community, the person that is next to you is God's creation. You can't change it because you're a part of creation. You can't change it. That's why I said, you're never alone. You're never alone. Our family is very, very important to us. And we talk about kinship. Our moms, our dads, our aunties, our uncles, our brothers, our sisters, our mushums and our kokums. This includes our parents, brothers, sisters who love us and give us roots to ties to the livelihood of earth, the lifeblood of earth, pardon me. It also includes extended family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins, and their in-laws and children. They are also brothers and sisters and give us a sense of belonging in our community, a sense of belonging. Some of us, maybe we're away from home to come and attend school here. Sometimes we feel a little lonely. We feel lonesome. Cleanliness. Today, we talk about cleanliness. Most people think it's hygiene. And that's very important. But years ago, when old people talked about cleanliness, they meant spiritual cleanliness. When I used to sit with the old kokums in their teepees, spirituality, they were so powerfully clean. Clean thoughts come from a clean mind, and this comes from our spirituality. With a clean mind and a sense of peace within, we learn not to inflict ills on others. Good health habits also reflect on a clean mind. Okay? Clean minds. I had a lot of difficulty with that. A lot of difficulty. Until it was a kokum that told me, remember who you are and where you come from. A woman is not somebody that you play with. They have special powers. And men, I got news for you, women are stronger than we are. If you don't believe me, you try giving life to a baby. That's how powerful they are. Some of us don't lift our pipes. We don't allow women to smoke our pipes because they're too strong. We don't allow women near our ceremonies, especially at their cleansing time, because they're too strong. Not because they're women, because they're too powerful. Remember that. Ladies, you have a special gift. Honor that gift. Respect that gift. It'll take you a long, long way. Okay? Thankfulness. We learn to give thanks, to always be thankful for the Creator's bounty. Which we are privileged to share with others, and for all the kind things others do for us. I remember a long time ago when somebody came up. As a matter of fact, I took Mr. Thunderchild's father as a brother of mine. Every time we visited one another, it was always a meal. It was always something that we liked. I gave him a couple of buckles. He gave me a couple of hats. We exchanged gifts like that, just to honor one another, to give thanks that we have a friend, not because of what they have, but because of what they're like. And when you look for that, you look inside. You look inside. It's, how do you say that? Unconditional. He used to tell me, I don't care how drunk you will get, Howard, I still like you. And that's the way we work with each other. Sharing, we learn to be a part of a family and community by helping with the provisions of food and other basic needs. Through the sharing of responsibilities, we learn the value of working together and enjoying the fruits of our labor. And then we have strength. We are not talking about physical strength, but spiritual strength. That was instilled in us when we were young people through fasting. We must learn to be patient in times of trouble and not to complain but to endure and show understanding. We must accept difficulties and tragedies so that we may give others strength to accept their own difficulties and tragedies. In Muscoda, we have 2 deaths. Red Earth, a lot of suicide, a lot of deaths because of drugs and alcohol, and gangs. We need that strength to be able to face and know how to deal with those. And that is our doorway. Over here we have the canvas, and that is child rearing, to protect the child. And that's what that canvas does to all these poles here that we have, to protect the child, just as you are being protected at home. Just as you are being protected at home. Never sell your parents short. That unconditional love I talk about, they give you. They have for you. Take care of yourself for them. Don't hurt them in any way. Don't hurt them in any way. And in this environment, when you first come in, the first thing that you have is the food to sustain all those that live here. And then we have the Mushum and the Kokum, the grandparents, the knowledge keepers. And then we have the most important people in our families, and that is the girls, the young women. And then we have our disciplinarians, and that is our knowledge keepers, our teachers, our moms, our dads. And then over here, close to child rearing, we're always asking to speak to the spirit of the child. We are always grateful for the strength of that child. I'll show you an example. My son, about as big as Mr. Thunderchild, sister had a little boy. And the strength of that little boy, I can still see today clear. Because Wacy comes and says, "Hey, sis, I heard you had a little boy. Where is he? Can I see him?" He's right there. Little boy was in the crib. And there's this 6'4", 230-pound guy came up to the crib, and all of a sudden he went, "Oh, what a poor little girl, who was so small and so cute." The strength of that baby brought that big man down to a point where he can't even talk properly. That's the strength I talked about that you guys have. And that is the strength that we all work as helpers in your journey. We care. We care. Mushum probably doesn't know, maybe know 1 or 2 of you. And the rest, I still care. Because in you, I can see my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. And I know that there is some Mushum out there that cares for you. And I respect that Mushum by also me caring for you. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste my time here. I wouldn't waste my time. Today, we leave everything. The boys used to be over there. They learned how to look after the pipes. the fireplace and make sure that the food was in here. That's why we had good hunters. And then we had the visitors, how to interact with the community. And then at the end, we had wood to feed that fire that was right in the middle. And when that fire was not looked after properly, it became out of control. Too smoky, too hot, too cold. And that fire I speak about is in here, in each and every one of you. And sometimes when you have problems that you can't handle, that means your fire is out of control. Get a hold of it. Feed the spirit. When the spirit gets hungry, it does all kinds of funny things. Cusses, brags, wants to fight. Attitude is completely different. Gossip. Pretty soon you won't be able to talk unless you're talking about someone. That's when your spirit gets hungry. Feed it. And then it will be all these poles here. Kindness, sharing, honesty, courage. All of them will replace. That is why this is a teaching thing. And now, things are getting so high technological age that we live in.
We're going to take a break for now because there's class change right now.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And you're very, very attentive class. Very, very, thank you for coming to listen to Mushroom. And I respect you all, and have fun. Keep on trying, okay?
There's going to be other classes coming in here very shortly too.
Okay.